Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well. It's nearly Monday. The weekend is gone so quick, but I hope you had a fantastic time. And can I just say, before I forget, you're all looking absolutely amazing. But anyway, let's get straight into the meat and potatoes, as I think I've found what the problem is. I think I've found what the problem is finally. I was watching another creator, and I'm not going to mention their name because I don't want to. But what it was, they were talking specifically about the Bryan Kohberger case and this recent information that's come out. I did a video, because this is video 2, by the way. Video 2 of 2. And it's Sunday. How is that for dedication? But what they were talking about was, it's clear that this person is Bryan Kohberger did this. And I get it. And I've always said, if you believe Kohberger did it, I'm not against you. I certainly don't. I just appreciate that you've seen things differently, or you've had somebody who you trust and you've listened to them and they have been able to manipulate you into thinking a certain way. And I'll give you an example of that. So we've had these documents come out that clearly state, look, up to this point, there is no DNA found in Bryan Kohberger's apartment, wasn't found at his parents' home, wasn't found, obviously, on him, and it wasn't found in his car. Now, this person is talking about that, and first of all, they're talking like it's really huge, all these things that are being said, and that was quite comical. But they turned around and said, why would there be DNA in his apartment that's in another state? Why would there be? And he left it at that. And that wasn't the point. I commented on this person's video. And I said, hold on a second. I said, that's not the entire story though, is it? Because what they're saying is, the apartment that they checked for DNA was the apartment that was only around 8 or 9 miles away. And what would have been the place that he went to pretty much straight after committing this crime had he done it. And the car that also there was apparently no DNA found would have been the vehicle with which he travelled to and from the crime. And that's a different story, because then when you start thinking about the mechanics of the attack and the narrow time frame, and the narrow time frame is the important factor here, because we're led to believe that he entered this home and done this atrocity and then left, got in his car and drove off. And we know that because the car was seen at approximately 20 past. And it was a certain distance away from the home because it was caught on a camera away, travelling away at pace. So you factor in doing the crime itself, and then you think to yourself, right, so what did he do? Did he clean himself? Did he get changed before? Because then you've got to factor these into this as well. And you've got to think he was at pace, or he was in a hurry, he was in a rush apparently. And I struggled to then start because there's already too much in my mind. There's already too much in such a narrow space of time. When you factor in when the car was seen around sort of 4 minutes past, not even at the property. So it was driving around trying to park. So then they've got to get out of the car. They've got to make the way to the property. They've got to get into the property. And I've said it and I'll say it again. They haven't burst into the property like, hello, I'm here. Hi, honey, I'm home. It's none of that. It's getting into this property in order not to raise suspicion. We also know there was a DoorDash delivery around the exact same time. So were they waiting for the DoorDash delivery driver to go? Because they wouldn't have wanted to have gone in the house when people were sort of sorting DoorDash food out, surely, and walking about the property with the do you know what I mean? So then they've got in, they've done this crime, and then they've left. Dylan Mortensen has apparently seen them walk out, all dressed in black, and walked off and through the sliding door, got in the car, and again. And some people have said, well, they've cleaned his car. He's cleaned his car. He's used bleach. Use bleach to get rid of DNA from the fabric, from whatever inside this car. You know, maybe we'll hear that the car absolutely reeked of bleach, and you saw where this car... people don't really understand DNA, I don't think. I think that's a big problem here. How minuscule a connection could be that would place not only Bryan Kohberger in the property, which we see with the knife sheath issue, but we also don't see coming the other way. We don't see a dog hair, we don't see a human hair, we don't see anything that was missed, and it's so easy to miss. But when you have people who are pushing out specific things and they're wording it in specific ways, and when you're watching someone who you fully trust, you understand that, you know, they have a viewpoint, you perhaps share that viewpoint, and then they're trying to push it. Like, I don't care what people think and how they think it, as long as when they're talking about it, they are honest and open. Like, I've never said that I believe that Bryan Kohberger is completely scot-free, innocent of all this. What I've always stated, and I advocate for, is innocent until proven guilty, and my thought process is that he could have indeed been involved in this, but I struggle for him to be the only one involved in this. I can't believe he didn't have no help if he did it. I can't believe no one else was involved. And I feel that there was so many questions surrounding how did he know that it was safe for him to enter the home? How would he have known that they were there? How did he get away so scot-free? And why would he have said, was anybody else arrested? And I get it. It could have been for misdirection. I'm not stupid. But for me, there's so many questions. But for these people who are pushing and advocating for the fact that he is absolutely guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and that's what they're going with, when they talk about things with this case, they are even not brave enough to utilise the correct information that's out there. They pick it apart and they pick which bits they want to push out, and then they package that in such a way that it looks worse than what it is, or that it makes it look stupid that things are being questioned. So I feel that by doing that, they are being disingenuous, and they are purposefully trying to misdirect their audience. If you believe this guy is 100% innocent, then be open and take all of the information and dissect it properly. Don't just ignore it and pretend it doesn't exist. Challenge it. Tell us why you believe that it's not relevant. How did the crime happen and no DNA was anywhere? You know, give us an idea of how that could have come to pass and prove it. Let me know what you think, because it feels to me as that you've got a situation like they said in Batman, when the Joker was there. He was waiting for the boats to blow up, and there was that ruckus. And he said, this is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. And I think that's what you have with the people who are advocates for innocent till proven guilty, and the people who have Bryan Kohberger burning at the stake already. And that is the unstoppable force and the immovable object. But the funny thing is that those who are advocates for innocent until proven guilty seem to open to the fact that he could be guilty. They just want more. They want to be able to see more and understand. Whereas the people who have him pinned, they daren't even accept that there's stuff that looks odd. Let me know what you think. I'll catch you all in the next one.